Hi, this is Dieter Bohn with The Verge, and I'm in Sunnyvale, California at the offices for Project ARA. It's the moonshot project out of the Advanced Technologies and Products group inside Google, and they're trying to build modular smartphones that will let consumers swap out components on the fly. It sounds like a nerd's dream, but the real dream is to upend how we make and buy phones in the future. Project ARA isn't a phone. It's actually, well, a project. ATAP, a group that in some part came out of DARPA, is essentially just making the instructions for how a modular phone would work. They're developing the technology for the different pieces to talk to each other and working with partners to build prototypes. At the center of it all is an endoskeleton, an unassuming slab with different slots where you can put in modules. There's some wild technology inside this metal frame. ARA is using next-gen, super-fast networking technology to get all the parts to talk to each other. It manages power and lets you hot swap modules. It uses wireless capacitive pads to let the modules communicate with the main board and each other. Even the way the modules lock into the frame is futuristic.
In this lateral direction, they are held using electropermanent magnets, which is a pretty neat technology. It's kind of a cross between a permanent magnet and an electromagnet, in that it has an on-state and an off-state. It uses an electrical pulse to switch between those two states, but it's a passive component, meaning it consumes no power in both the off-state and the on-state.
But all that technology doesn't add up to a phone. It's essentially just networking. It doesn't have your main processor, your cellular radio, or even a screen. Adding all those things on piecemeal can make for a pretty bulky phone, but ATAP has managed to build something that doesn't look completely ridiculous.
Trying to keep the form factor of a device to something that we think is elegant and beautiful, where each individual module has this pebble-like, sleek, watertight aesthetic associated with it. And so as a consequence, that leaves, because the form factor is defined by this, that leaves a little bit less area for functional components.
Traditional phones put as many parts as possible on a single circuit board, or even a single chip. Pulling all those things apart into separate modules has costs. The phone gets fatter, battery life drops, and overall the thing gets heavier. Eremenko thinks that he can convince people that the trade-offs are worth it.
And so we want to make sure that overhead, that